Joining me on the show is Jit Sin. He is the Managing Director of New Hoong Fatt Holdings. Now, New Hoong Fatt is a leading automotive parts manufacturer and distributor in Malaysia, and it exports to over 60 countries worldwide. Now, Jit Sin has been a Vistage member since 2005, and he has been in the driver's seat, so to speak, at New Hoong Fatt for almost 3 decades now. Thank you so much, Jit Sin, for coming over and speaking to me.
Thank you.
So you have been leading the company for almost 30 years now.
Yep.
I think just our conversation earlier, starting at the factory floor and now becoming a managing director. What do you think has been some of the most exciting changes that you have seen over the years in your industry?
Yeah, I guess the excitement of all this is seeing the company grow and having a team to work together. That makes it very, very fruitful for me.
You have been in leadership role for quite a while, and how have you personally evolved over the years?
That time when we started 30 years ago, we just a SME, and as we grow to become to where we are today. We want more than 1,000 people in employment, and our revenue has grown exponentially from literally from that day one is zero revenue and up to where we are today. We are a public listed company today, listed on the main board of the Bursa Malaysia.
Now, I'm sure when you started with a handful of employees and now 1,000 of them, your management style must be very different then and now.
I mean, I learned a bit on the hard way because as we grow, of course, the situation in the market has also changed.
Yep.
30 years ago, when we first started, I remember we just put a sign out, say that we are hiring people. There'll be people queuing up in front of the factory, and we just hire them. But today, we have to really go and headhunt or really look for talents to join us in the organization.
I think manufacturing is especially difficult because it's not seen as a sexy job. It's difficult, it's tough. But can you talk to us about the industry that maybe not many people know about?
Yeah. Manufacturing is not as attractive. Of course, these days there are so many work opportunities out there. However, manufacturing has itself a very, a long-term, we learn, if you decide to go on this direction, a person can actually learn, get skilled up, get a lot of engineering knowledge, skill up themselves, and it can be a very fruitful career as well. I have people in the shop floor who has been with me for 30 years. Some those days they started after they are leaving school, and today they are my managers. And today, of course, we also have graduates who join us and engineers who join us, and then they come in. So we also build them, develop them to become future managers or leaders.
How is it the experience, your approach, leadership approach, managing a workforce that you have been with you for a long time and having a new generation who have totally different expectations of what they want? Yeah.
So it's about managing the different expectations, right? So it was easier those days to manage the people because they were then they only had one goal. They work very hard, especially those who are with us. After they get committed, they got families, then they settle down. Some of them are from various parts of Malaysia. They come here, they settle down with their family, and they still continue to work with us. Why? Because they can see the company is growing, just like I see that the company is growing. And then they have seen their future, a good future for them since day one until today. So this is something that we continue to also, message that we give to our new hires and talking about where are we now, where were we before, there's a past, but what we're going to do to go forward.
Is talent one of your key challenges as a leader right now?
Definitely, that's my number one priority. And in Vistage, as you know, for Vistage CEO, we call it talent master. Is the number one key role of a Vistage CEO.
Can you talk to us a bit more about being a talent master? What does it entail?
Yeah, first is about being able to identify talents, be able to get the talents that we want, and have them in place. We have, just like you talk about a football team. A football team doesn't just only talk about the 11 players. you must have some people in the reserve, right? So same thing in a company. We talk about we have a main team or we have all these other members of the team, but we still have to build up our bench strength. This bench strength is coming from all this talent, and we build a talent pipeline, whether it's from the school or from the colleges or university, we do that. And those people who rejoin us, we also talk about what sort of career development path that we need to cater to, what they aspire to be.
Now, when you talk about automotive, it's definitely very fast-paced, especially right now we're seeing the rise of electric vehicles and also autonomous vehicles. How are you ramping up your capabilities to serve that market?
The journey is going to be a long journey. It's fast coming, but it's not going to happen overnight, as you hear in the news. Malaysia is talking about reaching 15% new cars in EVs, taking 15% of the market, and by 2040 you're talking about 38%. Now that means it's still another how many years, right? More than it's going to take another 17 years before we even reach 38%. So it's not going to happen overnight. This is a very long journey, and definitely there'll be a change. The change will happen like to people like us. We have to look at where the change will be. As we move forward, we have to know how this will impact us.
Are you laying the groundwork for what's going to happen? Or?
Yeah, we have to. Knowing that the future is changing, we are doing things that enable us to strengthen ourselves by especially our supply chain. So we have to do things that is required. Like for example, we did an e-platform. So a lot of things is on internet.
Right.
So how do people can get the parts on internet, whether from B2B or B2C? These are very, very important things that we need to build now. So that as we go along, then with all the data that we can get from these platforms, then we have to decide how will we go forward, how will we approach the market. That's an evolution.
And it's continuous, and you have to stay on top of that.
Yes.
So my question to you, you've been around looking at this business for so many years. What do you think is some of the biggest challenges or a significant moment in your life that you faced an incredible setback, and when was that?
Joining Vistage has helped me illuminated that my big issue was people.
Okay.
That's where
and now you're a talent master.
Yeah, that's why. Because previously, yes, we were the general manager. We run ahead. We are army of people. But then after a while, you see where's your army? They are not near. They don't have enough people. So that's why as we continue from there, then I started to build up the team, and with the team, then we build up the rest of the.
And I think being a leader is also to put aside the ego and be open to suggestions. Talk to us about that experience with Vistage, because I understand that in your groups you also have the younger leaders with you in the same group, and you have the older ones. Talk to us about that dynamics. What do you learn out of that?
Well, I mean, the older members, we have gone through some cycles, right? In business cycles, life cycles. All these are life experiences and exposures that the younger members can really appreciate, because I was that when I first joined, right? I was in the younger part. As I see these people, how they run their businesses, I can't imagine that today I'm reaching their stage. For me, it's already how many years? It's already 18 years in Vistage. And looking now at the younger members that come in, of course they come in, they bring their own perspective and things that, like for example, those days, we don't even have a mobile phone. Today, they are talking about apparatus like you hold in your hand or what you can do with it. Sometimes we really have to ask them how to do it, how to go into those days I was like, how to go on the internet, how to go and search for things, how to go and use the apps. So these are the things that the younger ones, like these are a very good example that they're born with the technology, so they're really ahead of us in that.
But I think for yourself, having that kind of experience, that drive to continuously want to learn and be better, I think that's amazing. Could you share with us perhaps what would be your proudest achievements throughout your career?
Well, I think it is to bring the company to where it is today. Because we did get our right strategy for us, to get where we are today. Like I said, the talent pool, and also the whole organization behind us, and going forward, and finally the system in place. So these are not something that is separate, but these are things that are very important for organization. You can have right strategy, but you don't have the people, you don't have the system to do it. You cannot scale, you cannot grow. But with this, then you can.
So at this point, which of that three is most important to you for you to take New Hong Fatt to the next level?
Oh, still the talent.
Still talent.
Because today we are all fighting for the right talent at the right time. This is something that we need to build on, the human capital.
And I understand that a lot of younger people working for you in New Hong Fatt, including your son.
Okay.
When they look up to you and look at the success that you have achieved so far, and what would be an advice do you give to them who wanting to achieve that similar accomplishments that you have?
For that, I would think that for them the advice is to know what they want, and they need to put their own extra effort. As you mentioned, I came to where I am today because I did continue to learn. And I think if they do that, keep on learning, and on top of that, to be able to lead and get a team of people working for them, that would be the best outcome. Right.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Chin, for speaking with me, and it's great to hear your story.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.